Are you trying not to be the bad cop all the time, but you can't be the good cop all the time either? Hello, this goes through every parent's mind when you have children our kids' ages. I have a 12-year-old and a 7-year-old, and you have a
5 and a 9-year-old.
Where do you fall? Like, what's your formula?
So, it's funny because there's all these like TikToks that go around that are like millennials trying to gentle parent. And it couldn't be more true for me because I tried to gentle parent until I crossed the threshold.
Well, that's true.
And then I go 0 to 100 and I'm like, that's it. Nobody's going that,
Right, gentle parenting right out the door.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'll do it as long as I possibly can. But there is a line because I feel like if your kids aren't responding to something specifically, then you have to try something else to get their attention.
Does Dallas ever correct you? Or do you ever correct Dal?
Sometimes husband? I correct him and I'm like, not an appropriate response. Bring it down,
About the kids, about parenting.
The kids.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I know. I get the same thing. So I've made it no secret. Even our friends in Memphis now listening to us as we expanded west on Q1075 in Memphis. You guys remember stories back in the day. If you listened to my show back then when I worked there, before I even got married to Amanda, that's where I met my wife. Mm-hmm. I told stories about my dad. He was hilarious, but he also, like, behind closed doors, like, he was tough. It was a tough parenting situation. If I left my shoes by the back door instead of putting them in the closet, like, he would just throw them out the door. And I'd be like, hey, where are my shoes? He's like, go find them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, it was mean parenting.
Yeah.
And so I always tell my kids, I'm like, I'm trying to avoid that.
Yeah.
But I need you to respect me. I don't want to throw your shoes out the door. And years of therapy, by the way, have, helped me become that because I have trauma from growing up like that. You know what I mean? So yesterday, the reason why I even brought this up is yesterday, Dean is trying out for a tryout team, baseball team.
Yeah.
And so he needed a new catcher's mitt. So catcher's mitts are very difficult to break in. And we needed a new one pretty quick. So I went onto this website. I'll give you guys the website, too. It's not even a website. It's an app, and it's really cool. A friend of mine tipped me off to it. It's an app called Sideline Swap.
Okay.
And it's a free app. And on that app, you can find basically anything from anyone in any sport used from across the country. And it's like a bidding thing. So, like, I found a catcher's mitt that was like 3.5 years old, right?
For sports stuff.
The catcher's mitt was 3.5 years old. It was already broken in. And the guy wanted $45 for it. And I liked it. And because I liked it, the seller can see that. And he goes, how about 30? I was like, done deal.
Yeah.
So I got this catcher's mitt, beautiful condition, virtually new, with shipping and handling for $42.
How does this filter into
Dean
what
tries
kind of
it
parent
on.
you want to be?
Dean can't try it on. So it comes in the mail. Dean tries it on yesterday. In 2 seconds goes, it doesn't fit. And I go, try it again. I did a lot of work. I paid for it. I went on the app.
Yeah.
Try it again. And he tries it again, but he does it in a way where it's like, no, doesn't work. And so I took the glove in front of Amanda. I go, well, fine, then the glove doesn't work. And I threw it in the garbage. And my wife goes, okay, take it easy, Mr. Drama.
Yeah.
And when she says that, it's triggering to me because I'm like, no, he's being a jerk. He's not even really trying it. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And he's not respecting the amount of work that I put in. And then my wife, by calling me Mr. Drama, I walk out of the room. I come back and I get the thing back out of the garbage. I'm like, you're right.
Yeah, it takes
you're
you
right.
a second
that
to
was my dad.
to step back and do it. But
it's hard, Loren.
I know. And I'm telling you.
What kind of parenting am I showing my son?
Yeah.
I don't want him doing that to his kids.
Nobody's perfect. And I tell my kids that all the time. Like, anytime they get upset or I get upset because they're upset, I tell them, like, hey, this is my first time doing this too. I'm not going to do everything perfectly.
Yeah. You have that conversation with them.
I do.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm telling you, there is a sound on TikTok that I love. And it's a mom going, I know you're having big feelings right now, but if you don't get in the car, like I've asked you 6 times, mommy's going to have some big feelings too. And that can be scary. That is how I parent.
Kayla says, F gentle parenting. Those kids are ruthless.
They are ruthless sometimes.
I mean, okay, if you want to be that way, and someone says as a single father, I'm the good cop and bad cop, I'm just trying to survive. I think we all are. But my caveat on top of trying to survive
is not trying to be your dad.
Not to be traumatic like my dad. And my mom yelled a lot.
Yeah.
Like, if we got in trouble, my mom would, you know what she did? She would, grab your arm and, squeeze it. And it freaking hurt. She would dig her nails into it. Now I couldn't imagine Amanda doing it.
No.
But we also need to have the reaction. I want to get the reaction from my kids that my dad got from me and my mom got from me, but not through fear.
Right.
Or being scared. I hated that, And I've had times where my kids were like, they tell Amanda, like Amanda would come to me and be like, hey, you just scared them. And I hate that.
Yeah.
Because that was me as an 8th grader.
Yeah.
And as an 8-year-old. And I'm going to therapy, but, someone says, I preach how ungrateful they are all the time. Somebody else says, Maney, I agree with you 100.
So I have to be careful with the ungrateful or like everything can be taken away because that's how my parents parented me. And now to this day, I have a complex with being able to say no to people. Like I can't say no. I always feel like I have to do something for someone.
Yeah.
And that's rooted in that.
Well, on top of it all, I had to go back in the garbage can and grab the thing out and put it back on the counter and say, try it again.
Is he wearing the glove now?
He's trying it again. I think it's
Okay.
going to work. I think it'll work. He just needs to be a little more patient.
Yeah.
And I do too.
Hey, it's LauRen from the Maney LauRen Morning Show. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and like this video. If you want to see more videos, you can always check out our behind the scenes content or our War of the Roses.